I'm Jamie Gillis, a certified kitchen designer in Savannah, Georgia. I have been working in the business for over 12 years. My experience has been working as a designer for a custom cabinet company, and I love that I am only limited by my imagination. With a high level of creative freedom, I am able to help my clients represent themselves with one-of-a-kind designs. I pride myself on my customer service skills. This is the reason that I have elected to further my NKBA learning path with customer advocacy. I have implemented many of the tips that I have learned through the NKBA and from speakers that I have seen at NKBA events. Seeing a project through to completion and having a pleased client is very rewarding. There are several opportunities for a project to take a negative turn during the design, build, and installation process. The key to keeping a happy client is communication. From the beginning, I start with informing my clients of what the process will be, making sure that they understand how the timeline will unfold. If we are under any time constraints, we may need to make some changes during the design phase, which may include changing to a manufactured product. Budget and design are other areas that keeping the client informed is important. Many small items can be forgiven when you just communicate throughout the process. Two examples are listed below. The first, the design process went very smooth with client number one. It was 1 week from the initial consultation to the time they decided to sign off on their design. This client did not hear back from the cabinet company until 7 weeks later when they called to schedule installation. The day before that scheduled install, the client received another phone call saying that we had to change the installation date. This client did not feel it very important, and she was not very happy and will not give a positive reference. Client number two, the design process went very smoothly, lasted several weeks, gave several touch points for the designer and the client to meet face to face. The client and designer had several meetings in that positive manner. The client paid a 50% deposit and was made aware that the current wait time was 6 weeks from sign-off to installation. The designer made bi-weekly phone calls to the client, touching base with her and keeping her informed of the progress. The painter hurt his back and was out for several days right before the client's cabinets were to be painted. The designer was able to make a call, let the client know what was going on, and that we were a little bit behind in his absence. We were able to shift the installation date by 1 week. This client was much happier. The phone call was a much easier phone call to make so that the client would remain happy and give a positive reference when needed. Client number one would have been a typical client for me when I started in the business 12 years ago, but after becoming involved with NKBA and developing my customer advocacy standards, I now realize that the reward of having a pleased client far outweighs the ease of the sell and forget mentality. Keeping in touch with your clients is very important.